Hello, friends from across the nation and around the world. I'm Martin, and you are listening to Dad's Bedtime Stories. Now, unfortunately, as you might be able to hear in my voice, I'm a little bit sick. In fact, I've kind of lost my voice. Not entirely, but to the point where I break out in coughing fits if I try to speak too long. So, we're going to have to wait on a new story, unfortunately. And instead, I thought I would bring you a Shelfie the Elf super story today. For those of you who haven't checked out the series yet, if you have ideas for Shelfie the Elf, we only have, about a week left to get some of them made. So please leave them for me on SpeakPipe. And in the meantime, I hope you enjoy. Get as comfy as you can in that bed, close your eyes, and imagine yourself doing what the kid in the story does. Imagine yourself waking up one night. As you open your eyes, you can see that it's still nighttime, still dark out. It must be the middle of the night. You hear some strange sounds. Sounds that seem to be coming from the kitchen. You decide you better go check things out. You carefully tiptoe out of your bed, open up your door, and make your way towards the kitchen. As you get closer, you start to hear some strange mumbling. I don't know what this is. I just want to... that could be good. You walk closer and closer to see if you can figure out exactly what's going on. And then you see it. But you have to be sure that what you're seeing is real. You rub your eyes for a second and open them again. And sure enough, you find yourself staring at a tiny little elf wearing a red suit that seems to be going through your kitchen cupboards. He seems to be rummaging through all of the food and plates and cutlery. "Hey," you say, "you're making a big mess. Who are you anyways?" The elf drops the little bag of candy and slowly turns around to look at you. "Who, me?" the elf asks. Well, I'm just here kinda hanging out and, fine, you caught me," the elf says as it slumps down onto the counter. "What exactly did I catch?" you ask as you move closer. "Well, my name's Shelfie. I'm Shelfie the Elfie, and I was sent here by the big guy. He told me to keep an eye on things and, report back to him. But I got kind of bored, and I thought you might have some elf snacks in this here cupboard. I might have gotten a little carried away," Elfie explains. "Carried away? You've torn apart the entire kitchen. What am I going to tell my parents?" you ask. "Oh, I can take care of this." Shelfie the Elfie stands up once again, and he begins to wave his hands through the air. And as he does, little magical sparkles start to appear around them. The sparkles move away from his hands. They surround the plates and the snacks and the cutlery and pretty much everything else. Then, all of those things begin to float in the air and move through it back into their place. In an instant, the kitchen magically cleans itself. Every cup, every snack, every plate put back in the exact right spot. The cupboards close behind them, and Shelfie the Elfie brushes his two hands together, A job well done. Thanks. I guess that makes things better, you say.
It sure does,
Elfie replies.
but now I want to do something else. We Christmas elves aren't meant to just sit around staring at things. It's not in the spirit of the season,
Shelfie says.
We should be out and about helping people, making the world a better place.
Well, how exactly do you expect us to do that? I'm just a kid, and, well, you are, I don't know, like a magical elf of some kind? You say.
That's exactly what I am. The most magical elf you're ever gonna meet. And getting places is really no problem. Not when you're with me. Watch this,
Shelfie says, as he once again begins to wave his hands around in the air. The same little magical sparkles appear, and then you see movement coming from behind you. You turn around to see what it is, and you see a whole bunch of stuffed animals. All of the stuffed animals you've ever owned, magically flying down the hallway and out in front of the kitchen. But not only are they floating through the air, they also seem to be alive, moving like real animals, only miniature stuffed versions of them, of course. You watch as the stuffed animals fly out the door and land in a little pattern on the lawn, lined up in rows of two, just like a horse-drawn carriage or, like a sled pulled by reindeer. Ropes magically appear, linking the stuffed animals together in a line, and then attaching themselves to a little sled that was sitting out front. You stare at the whole scene, incredibly amazed. What did you...
Oh, that? Don't worry about that. Just come with me,
Shelfie says, as he magically floats down off of the counter and runs down the hallway. You follow behind him, and he leads you outside.
Come on,
he says.
Climb aboard.
The elf jumps into the little sled, the sled that is ready to be pulled by a legion of stuffed animals. Not sure exactly what to do, and not completely sure whether or not you're dreaming, you decide to go along with things. You climb onto the sled, grab a hold of the front of it, and Shelfie yells,
"Mush!"
and he flicks the ropes just a little bit. With that, the stuffed animals begin to pull the sled forward, running faster and faster and faster, and then they begin to run into the air, pulling the sled up off the ground. Slowly, the sled circles around as it gets higher and higher and higher above your home. You shiver for a second, and Shelfie looks back at you.
Oh, yeah. We probably should have taken care of that. Here, try this.
Shelfie snaps his fingers, and a strange light passes over top of your body. As it disappears, you feel like you're exactly the right temperature. Not too hot, not too cold. The wind blowing around you feels very relaxing instead of freezing cold.
That's just a special trick some of us elves use. I hope it helps,
Shelfie says. Thanks, you respond as you fly high above the world, looking down on the houses and trees and lakes and fields below you. What exactly are we doing, you ask?
Well, we're gonna go help people,
Shelfie responds.
Have any ideas of what we can do to help people?
He asks. I don't know, like feed the hungry or something like that, you suggest?
That, my friend, is a wonderful idea,
Shelfie responds. He flicks the reins and the little stuffed animal sled flies down out of the sky, getting closer and closer to the houses below.
Now let's see here,
Shelfie says as he begins to sniff the air left and right.
Oh, I think I found someone in need.
Shelfie flicks the reins again, and the stuffed animal sled pops into hyperdrive, zooming through the streets faster than you can actually pay attention to, before suddenly stopping just outside a little house. The sled floats up to one of the windows in the house, and Shelfie says,
"One sec, be right back."
He jumps up onto the windowsill, and with some sort of stretchy magic or something like that, he flattens his body out completely, like a little piece of paper, slips underneath the window, and reforms himself on the other side. You watch as Shelfie jumps from piece of furniture to piece of furniture, using what could only be described as ninja-level skills, executing perfect front flips as he leaps from place to place. He eventually makes his way into the kitchen of the house, where he swings from cupboard to cupboard, looking inside and finding very, very little. He uses his ninja-like skills once again to leap back from one piece of furniture to the next and make his way over to the window once again. He uses his magic sparkles to unlatch the window and lift it up a bit.
"I think this place could use a little bit of food,"
Shelfie says, and once again he waves his hands around in the air. The magic sparkles appear, and then they fly off through the night sky. What exactly are you doing, you ask?
"Oh, I'm just finding some food that's in need of people for the people who are in need of the food."
And sure enough, after a little bit of time, cans of food and loaves of bread and boxes of all sorts of different stuff begin to magically float through the air from all different directions. Shelfie directs them through the window, and they magically start filling the cupboards of the house. That was kind of amazing, you say to Shelfie, and Shelfie agrees. Shelfie jumps back in the sled and gives the reins a little slap. Once again, he takes off into the air, and for a little while, you and Shelfie fly from house to house, stopping at the ones in need of food and executing a very philanthropic breaking and refooding operation.
"That was lots of fun,"
Shelfie says.
"What can we do next?"
He asks. I don't know, you respond. What is it that you'd like to do?
"Well,"
Shelfie says,
"it seems like this place isn't very festive. I think we should fix that."
And with that, you and Shelfie fly through the streets of your city or town or wherever it is you live. And as you fly, decorations seem to appear out of almost nowhere, attaching themselves to houses and shooting down on lawns. It's the fastest and most impressive decorating you've ever seen. Before very long at all, every house you can see is covered in all sorts of lights, with their lawns decorated in all sorts of different blow-up, holiday-related creatures. The whole thing is actually kind of impressive.
Well, that looks better,
Shelfie says.
but something still seems to be missing. I wonder what it is.
Shelfie sits and ponders for a second.
I got it. There needs to be more snow,
Shelfie says. He waves his hands around in the air once again, and once again, the magical sparkles appear, this time making their way up into the sky. Clouds begin to form, swirling around in the air above you, and then snow starts to fall down. At first, very slowly and light, but soon faster and faster and faster, until you find yourselves in basically whiteout conditions, unable to see directly in front of you. Shelfie, are you there? You ask, unable to see more than a few inches in front of you.
Yeah, I'm right here. One sec.
With that, sparkles appear once again, and a little dome comes to life surrounding you and the sled of stuffed animals. It creates kind of like a little snow globe effect. Of course, in this case, the purpose of the snow globe is to keep the snow out, but you get the picture. As you watch around you, the snow comes down faster and faster, and almost immediately starts accumulating on the ground and the road. Shelfie, I think you might have overdone it. Maybe you should stop the storm now? You suggest.
Stop the storm? I don't have the kind of power needed to stop a storm. I mean, starting a storm's kind of easy. You just sort of invite the clouds there. But once it gets going, it takes on a life of its own. Even the big guy can't stop storms like this. Why do you think he's got Rudolph?
So there's nothing we can do to stop this? This is crazy blizzard level here, buddy. Like, you went way overboard. This thing's gonna shut down the entire place.
Oh, well, maybe I can help clean it up.
How were you gonna help clean it up? You ask.
Just come with me,
Shelfie says. He flicks the reins once again, and the team of stuffed animals starts to run forward through the air, this time leading you down towards the ground. They land on a particularly snow-covered patch of ground, and Elfie jumps out. He waves his hands once again, and a little ball of snow appears. It begins to roll itself around on the ground, gathering other snow and getting larger and larger and larger. Then he repeats the process a few more times, setting the new balls of snow on top of the others, until he's formed a very smart-looking snowman. He waves his hands again, and two sticks fly through the air, slamming into the sides of the snowman. A carrot flies out of nowhere, striking the snowman's face, and two buttons somehow appear, creating eyes for the snowman. With another flick of his fingers, the snowman suddenly comes to life, opening up his eyes and blinking.
All Alright, buddy. I kind of made a bit of a mistake here,
Shelfie says.
I'm gonna need you to create some friends and help me shovel this place out.
The snowman looks at you, and then back at Shelfie. He kind of shrugs his snowman's shoulders, and then he starts to get to work, using his stick arms to roll up another ball of snow, turning it into a snowman that just about immediately comes to life as well. Then the two snowmen start to make more snowmen, or I should probably say snow people. Those snow people come to life and start making more snow people, and on and on and on it goes, until you're suddenly surrounded by an army of, snow people. Shelfie waves his hands in the air once again, and shovels shoot out of nowhere, finding their way to each of the snow people's hands. The snow begins to slow down around you, leaving it possible to see everything once again. And Shelfie announces,
Okay, team, I made a bit of a mistake here and made it snow more than it was supposed to. I'm gonna need your help. We need to clear out all the driveways and all the roads and make sure the people here can enjoy the snow instead of having to spend the day shoveling it.
And with that, the snow people begin to get to work, magically gliding atop of the snow and shoveling away all of the snow from the driveways and the streets. You and Shelfie climb back in the sled and float back up in the air above the amazing spectacle. You watch as the thousands of snowmen split up, heading down different streets and in all different directions. Everywhere they go, they clear the snow from the roads and from the driveways. As much as each of them only has a single shovel, they move incredibly quickly, and the power of thousands and thousands of snowmen can do a pretty quick job of things. Before very long at all, the snow people have completely finished cleaning up the streets and the driveways. Shelfie waves his hand once again, and once again, magic shoots out of it. Little streams shoot in every direction, suddenly hitting each and every one of the snow people. As if they've just received new orders, the snow people drop their shovels, scoot over to a place in front of various different houses, pick a super fun snow person pose, and then they just stop moving, becoming statues or like normal snow people who can't move. As you fly high above, you look down on the amazing decorations, the new blanket of fresh snow, and all of the snowmen standing up on almost every one of the lawns. Good job, Shelfie. This looks pretty cool, but I think it might be time to get home. I'm not sure how long we have before morning.
That's a good idea,
Shelfie says, flicking the reins once again. The sled of magical stuffed animals turns around quickly and heads directly back to your house. It lands in front of the front door. You and Shelfie climb out of it and slowly sneak your way inside. Shelfie sticks his head back out the door, waves his hands once again, and once again, the stuffies float up in the air. The sled puts itself up against the house, and the stuffies fly through the door, down the hallway, and back to wherever it is they came from. You quietly make your way through the house, You crawl into your bedroom and up into your bed. You pull the covers up over top of yourself, and Shelfie jumps up, executing a perfect front flip once again and landing right beside your bed.
That was so much fun,
Shelfie says.
Maybe we can do this again sometime soon.
And with that, Shelfie sits down beside your bed. He suddenly goes completely still and stares straight ahead. You put your head down on the pillow, and you just start to feel how soft your bed is. You take long, slow breaths, and with each one, you let go of a little more tension from your body. First from your arms, then from your legs and shoulders, your neck and your back. And with each breath, you sink down deeper and deeper into the bed. Your eyes become incredibly heavy, so you just allow them to shut. You begin to focus your mind on new adventures. You imagine yourself doing whatever it is you want to do next. And before you know it, your mind drifts off to a world of new adventures and new dreams to come. Imagine yourself waking up once again in the middle of the night. You can tell that it's still dark out and clearly you're not supposed to be awake yet. But you hear some strange sounds coming from outside your bedroom door. You open your bedroom door while rubbing the sleep out of your eyes. The faint sound of tiny squeals and laughter reaches your ear. High-pitched and playful, but distinctly not human. Very much elf-like, in fact. Curious to see what's going on, you start to tiptoe down the hallway, following the noise. As you round the corner to the living room, you stop dead in your tracks. Your kitchen has been transformed into a fantastical miniature playground. A swing set that looks like it's made out of spoons and elastic bands dangles off the edge of the counter. Tiny ladders that are made from chopsticks and twines lead up to a platform built from overturned bowls and cookie sheets. A slide that's very shiny and very steep winds its way down from your countertop. When you look closer, you realize that it's your baking tray propped up on a pile of cookbooks. On top of it, a little elf who looks very familiar zips down, laughing uncontrollably as he hits a soft landing pad of fluffy marshmallows that he's scattered on the floor. But that's not even the end of things. Next to the fridge, there's a Ferris wheel. A Ferris wheel made from a kitchen rolling pin and some Tupperware lids. The lids spin perfectly in a loop, powered by what looks like a motorized toy car underneath. Small stuffed animals and action figures sit in the seats, as you might call them, with their arms raised in the air as if they're having the time of their lives. Tiny lights are everywhere, casting a warm, magical glow over the entire thing. Above all of it hangs a zip line fashioned from your skipping rope. Shelfie, of course, after being finished with the slide, flies across it, holding on to the handle of a spatula. The floor is a maze of tracks and tunnels, clearly made from building blocks and Lego. Small toy cars zip along the tracks as if they're alive, racing each other. You blink, trying to take it all in. Shelfie? What exactly have you gotten up to here? You ask.
Well, it's good to see you again. I got kind of bored, so I made this here amusement park.
Shelfie responds.
I thought the two of us could go have some fun.
I don't think I'm gonna fit in this amusement park, you respond.
Oh, don't worry about that. I can just use my Christmas magic to make it a little bit easier. Watch this.
Shelfie once again begins to move his arms back and forth. Little glowing sparkles appear in the air. Then they wind around you, and you feel a strange tingling sensation. And then the kitchen around you starts to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Or rather, you get smaller and smaller and smaller until you're the size of an action figure, or, well, Shelfie the elf. Everything around you feels enormous, like you've stepped into a world made for giants. You look up at the towering countertop and the seemingly endless walls of your kitchen. They now look like a stadium for a miniature playground.
Well, that's a perfect fit if I do say so myself,
Shelfie exclaims as he pulls you towards the swings.
Now come on, you gotta try this out.
He helps you climb onto the measuring spoon swing. As soon as you sit down, the swing magically begins to move, soaring higher and higher and higher, propelled by nothing but Shelfie's Christmas enchantment, or whatever it is. The wind rushes past your face, and you can't help but laugh as you swing over the marshmallow landing pad. But without knowing it, something in the swing set becomes loose, and the next time the swing swings forward, you fly straight off of it, into the air, over top of the marshmallow landing pad. You're scared for a second, but almost instantly, the strange sparkling magic from Shelfie surrounds you, causing you to begin to float in the air, and very slowly fall down to the ground, as if you're a leaf falling from a tree, swaying back and forth in the wind, before eventually landing on the very soft mound of marshmallows below.
That was really cool,
Shelfie says.
Now, let's try out the zip line. You're gonna love this one,
he says as he holds your hand and magically helps you and he float back up to the top of the counter. Shelfie hands you the spatula handle. You grip onto it tightly, and Shelfie gives you a little shove. You soon go zipping down the skipping rope faster than you ever thought possible. On the other end, there looks like there's some sort of bowl, and it's full of some sort of white substance. As the zip line comes to an end, you let go of the spatula handle and fly into the bowl. Oh, it's full of cotton balls, you realize. It's actually harder to climb out of the cotton ball bowl than you thought. You push the cotton balls out of the way before eventually gripping onto the side and flinging your leg over.
That was super cool,
Shelfie says.
Now, you gotta try out the Ferris wheel. It took me a long time to make.
And sure enough, Shelfie once again grabs your hand, floats you up into the air, and over towards the makeshift Ferris wheel. Shelfie sits you down on one of the Tupperware lids, and the wheel slowly begins to turn, giving you a very dizzying view of the playground from above. Below, you can see the toy cars racing around the track, and stuffed animals who, once again, have been brought to life, clapping their paws in excitement. The Ferris wheel starts to spin faster and faster. You hold on for dear life. The ride starts to get rougher, and all of a sudden, the whole thing falls apart, leaving you falling to the ground on top of the Tupperware lid.
That was awesome!
Shelfie shouts from next to you.
Let's try the slide next.
And before you can even say yes or no, you see Shelfie run over towards it, climbing up the makeshift ladder of chopsticks and twine. You follow him to the top of the cookie sheet. He positions you at the top, and then, without any warning, he gives you a playful nudge.
Hold on tight,
he says, as you go hurling down the shiny surface straight into the pile of squishy marshmallows once again. You spend the next little while climbing back up the ladder and sliding back down the slide. It's actually a lot of fun. Who knew being miniature could be such a good time? By the end, you're out of breath from all of the running, sliding, and laughing. Shelfie leads you over to another contraption he's made. A contraption that looks a lot like a trampoline, only it's made out of a pancake. And, of course, a whole bunch of elastic bands.
Well, what do you think of my playground?
He says as the two of you lay down on the pancake trampoline, staring up at the ceiling. It's pretty amazing. What's going on down there on the ground?
Oh, you're interested in the races, are you? Well, come with me.
Shelfie grabs your hand once again, and magically you float up in the air and descend down to the floor of the kitchen. There, you see a whole bunch of tiny little Hot Wheels cars magically flying around a track that's made entirely out of butter knives that have been laid down on the ground to create tiny little barriers.
Well, do you want to race one?
Shelfie asks. I don't think we're small enough to race in one of those, you respond, looking at the even smaller cars.
That's not a problem,
Shelfie says, and once again, he begins to wave his hands around in the air, causing sparkles to fly around. The sparkles once again surround you and Shelfie, and before you know it, you feel that strange, tingling sensation once again. A tingling sensation like little bubbles are popping all over your body. The kitchen once again gets larger and larger and larger as you get smaller and smaller and smaller.
Well, I'll let you pick your favorite car,
Shelfie says, pointing out towards a whole collection of Hot Wheels cars. There's cars of every shape and size. You walk up towards them, now the perfect height to step inside one. You expect the insides to be made of plastic, like they normally are, but when you get closer, you see that the insides of the cars have come to life, if a car could come to life anyways. At any rate, the insides look like real cars with real seats and real steering wheels and real gauges. Oh, wow. You did more than just enchant these things. You made them real, you say.
I sure did,
Shelfie responds.
Now, pick a car and get ready to race.
You pick a little Hot Wheels car that looks pretty fast to you. You open the door and step inside, finding a very comfortable seat. And there's even a seatbelt. You buckle the seatbelt around yourself, and the seat adjusts itself, allowing you to fit in the car just perfectly, able to see over the steering wheel and reach all of the pedals. You grab a hold of the steering wheel and you look down to your right. There's a little gear shift. You see that it's currently in a position called park. You grab a hold of the gear shift and slide it down to another position called drive. Shelfie picks another car, a very Christmassy looking car, entirely red and green and, well, covered in sparkles.
All right, the first one around the racetrack I've built wins.
Okay. How will we know when to start, you ask?
Well, just wait for the lights.
Magically, 2 lights float down out of the sky. Little traffic lights. The lights start on red. They begin blinking and beeping. They then turn to yellow and, finally, to green. As soon as the green light appears, a different sound beeps out, telling you that it's time to go. You press down on the gas as hard as you can, and sure enough, your tires begin to spin, shooting you forward and down the track lined on either side with butter knives. Since your car slid a little at the start, Shelfie gets out ahead of you right away. His car flies through the track with almost magical precision, leaving a little trail of sparkles behind him. You race him around corners, through a straight stretch, until you see something ahead of you, something you didn't notice before. A gigantic jump. The jump seems to be made from a cookbook that's been opened up and placed on the ground at just the right angle. You're not sure how important it'll be to get air, but you decide to just kinda go with it. You slam down on the gas and race up towards the huge jump. You get neck and neck with Shelfie as you head towards the cookbook jump. Your cars both fly up the ramp and shoot out into the air. You find yourself sailing high above the kitchen once again, and flying over what looks like a little makeshift junkyard that's also made of little Hot Wheels cars. You easily clear the little junkyard and come crashing down on the other side. Your car swerves left and right, but you're able to straighten it out again. Once again, you and Shelfie are neck and neck. You see the tiny little elf looking at you and smiling as he drives his car. You wonder why he's not looking forward, but that kind of reminds you that you aren't looking forward either. You quickly turn your head back to see yourself flying straight for a wall. You slam down on the brakes and then turn the wheel as sharply as you can. You just barely miss the wall as you skid across the floor and start heading back in the other direction. It looks like it's a straight stretch for the finish. You slam down on the gas as hard as you can, and you see Shelfie appear beside you. Once again, neck and neck. You look around the car, trying to find anything that'll allow you to go just a little bit faster. And that's when you see the little red button. Nitrous, the button reads. Huh, I wonder what this is for, you say as you very carelessly press the red button. The car suddenly lurches forward at amazing speed, much faster than you expected. You easily pass Shelfie the elf. You easily fly through the finish line first, but you can't figure out how to stop the car. You fly over the butter knives that make up the edges and straight into the pile of marshmallows. The car comes to a very soft and very squishy ending. You're able to force the door open and crawl out of the sticky marshmallows. You get a little on your hand, but you find it quite tasty to lick off.
Well, thanks for racing me. You're a pretty good driver for someone who doesn't even have a license,
Shelfie says. Thanks. I mean, I didn't really know what I was doing, but that was a lot of fun. You then hear the ticking of a clock, and you look up at the stove to see that it's almost morning. Oh no, Shelfie, we need to clean this up quick. People are going to be awake soon, you say.
Wow, shucks. Well, don't worry about that. I'll handle the cleanup,
Shelfie replies, waving his arms in the air once again. Once again, very sparkly magic appears. It begins to wind its way through the kitchen and around each of the different things that Shelfie used to make the playground. The pieces of the kitchen float up in the air, and they begin finding their way back to their places, back to their cupboards and drawers, back to the fridge, or back to the toy bin. Before very long at all, the kitchen looks like absolutely nothing has happened. That was amazing, you say to Shelfie once again. But I think I better get back to bed, get a little more sleep before morning.
All right then,
Shelfie says.
Have a good night.
Do you mind making me normal size again? You ask.
Oh, right. Yeah, just a second.
Once again, Shelfie waves his arms around in the air. The sparkle magic appears and winds itself around you. You feel the strange tingling sensation again as the kitchen starts to become smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller as you get larger and larger and larger. Soon, you find yourself standing at the height that you're used to standing at. Good night, Shelfie, you say as you wave to the little elf.
Good night. See you next time,
Shelfie says. You make your way back to your bedroom, kind of blown away at the amazing experience you just had in the middle of the night. You climb into your bed once again, pull the covers up over top of yourself, and you allow your eyes to close. You let your mind wander back to all of the fun experiences you had, playing on the swing, flying through the air, zipping on the zip line, and racing around the track. And as you remember those fun times, your body begins to relax, letting go of all of the tension in your muscles, all the tension in your arms and your legs, the tension in your shoulders and your neck and your head. And with each breath, you sink down deeper and deeper into the mattress, and your mind begins to wander off to new dreams and new adventures to come. Good night, everyone.